Hey, welcome back to another doujinshi review from White Album2. Now, I'm particularly interested in this doujinshi, one, because the storyline is incredible, two, because it is a half manga, half novel. So, let's jump right in. Excited to show it to you today. So, this is White Album2 Al Fine, which is a musical term. This is a fan-written book. It's quite long, actually, as you can see. It's one of the longer fan-written novels slash comics there. Let's jump right in. So, same image as the cover, but a little bit black and white, a little bit inverted. So, extremely well drawn. This, I should just call it a doujin. It's not a manga. This doujinshi goes ahead and starts with Haruki and Setsuna being married. So this is about 3 years post-marriage. They have a daughter together, and she's so cute. So they have a daughter together, and they've received word from Kazusa that she wants them to meet her at the airport. And they have not seen her since this happened, since their marriage happened, essentially. And so they decided to go to the airport, and their emotions are actually a lot better than I thought they would be. They're both very cheery. Their relationship is extremely strong going into this. They're not even thinking, of the past, of the bad things that have happened. So when Kazusa gets there, there's a big surprise. Kazusa has a daughter. And they both kind of like, huh? Like, who is that? And she tells them, oh, well, this is my daughter. As if it's so obvious. She's so adorable. And somehow they both have the same exact rabbit, but one white and one black, which I think is a cute stylistic choice there. And what's interesting is the daughter does not speak Japanese. The daughter only knows German. So Kazusa is kind of apologizing to the daughter and talking to her daughter in German, and Haruki and Setsuna are just kind of taken aback. They're very, very surprised. And then she goes ahead and says that this is your father. And it just throws everything for a loop. So this is actually Haruki's daughter. They're both Haruki's daughter from two different moms. And that's kind of the premise of this doujinshi. And it's just beautiful. It's beautiful also because after this happens, nobody's panicking. I mean, Haruki's a little embarrassed that he's never met his own daughter in 3 years, but it doesn't become an instant tear fest. And that's what I would have thought would happen. But in this doujin, Haruki and Setsuna's relationship is just so strong that they're kind of like, okay, which I think is nice. So Kazusa kind of goes into detail that she decided to raise the daughter alongside her mom, Touma, which was a good bonding experience for them. And so they just kind of sit down and chat about it. Everyone seems pretty cool with it. Setsuna decides, I'll take the daughters. You guys can have a chat. So, I mean, she's not, all roses and daisies about it. She doesn't love the situation, but she handles it extremely maturely, extremely well. She's so cute. She's like, rabbit, but in German. And I do not know German, so. But yeah. Ends up giving him a little kiss goodbye, reassures him that, they're married, she's not worried. But she does start having a few flashbacks to the last time the three of them were at the airport, back to the introductory chapter when Haruki was just embracing Kazusa, and this scene was so sad. So she does think about it, but she kind of thinks about it in a sense that, you know, the past is the past. I need to move on. I have a beautiful daughter. It's very cute. It's very, very cute. And they do mention that the three of them became four with Haruki and Setsuna's daughter, and now the four became five, which is a cute stylistic choice, taking that quote from the game. So then Kazusa and Setsuna end up having their own chat and kind of smoothing things over between them. Not that it was really that bad, but just to see them interacting as really good friends is just so awesome. It's so nice. They just discuss kind of the logistics of when Kazusa's daughter had happened. And it was when Haruki came to visit in Vienna. And the timing of it wasn't good, and Kazusa realizes that. And she does state, like, that's one of the reasons she didn't want to tell anybody. She didn't not tell anybody, but she didn't tell Setsuna and Haruki because of their marriage. She wanted to preserve that. She realized that she was pregnant, and overall, she said she was really happy. And that's sweet. I think that's very sweet. Kazusa's mom was very ill at the time, but when she ended up telling her mom was so happy. And, you know, unfortunately, Kazusa's mom ended up passing away. So she was so glad she got to kind of give her this joy and make that, you know, some of their last memories together. And just beautiful. Absolutely incredible. And of course, after that, Setsuna really just had nothing else negative to say. You know, this was a beautiful experience for Kazusa to have this daughter, to share that experience with her mom. So just beautiful. Honestly, this manga is so good. If you can get your hands on this is honestly one of my favorite White Album2 doujins that I've ever read, and I've read a lot of them. So Kazusa, after her mother passes, ends up going to her dad. And her dad, you know, welcomes her with open arms. He's extremely excited. And then Kazusa ends up introducing her dad to her and her mother's music. And it's just a really heartfelt time for everyone. I'm going to say it 1,000 times, but this is just such a beautifully written doujin in general. So being able to share those memories now with Setsuna and kind of, I feel like it's closure in a sense, you know. She was living this completely different life with her daughter, but so much has happened. But yet these two are so connected even now. And I just think that that's really nice. No matter how long they spend apart, they're always going to be connected. And that's just awesome. And then that comes to the end of the manga with a little mini afterword here. So yeah, that is the end of this section for that. And then the author makes a note here that they also wanted to do a novel style of pretty much the same story that we just read in manga format and doujin format. So then he goes on to just kind of write it all out so you can read it, which is nice. It's not too because it's not too long a story either in general. It's really just the surprise that Kazusa has the daughter and Setsuna and Haruki have the daughter, and just so cute. And then just a page of doodles, which I love. I love it very much. They're all so cute. Butter. which is father in German. I do know that one. And then a small tribute page to the special live encore. So there was like a live concert of White Album 2, which inspired this author quite a bit, as well as like the drama CDs and the afterword. He does mention specifically he's so glad that White Album 2 was able to continue in those ways, and that was really beautiful for him. That was inspirational. Then, giving some credit, just make sure you play all the endings before you read this book. It'll make a lot more sense. And thanks everybody for reading, etc. This was written by Xanadu. So, some of the credentials here, this was released in 2013. And you can see Xanadu has their own website, they have a Yahoo email address, and they also have a Twitter. So you can find them on any of those sources. And then in the last page panel, we actually get to see the daughters grown up a little bit. So Kazusa's daughter and then Setsuna's daughter, which is really sweet. And they end up going to school together. And I love that. I love that the friendship kind of continues on. Like, this bond between the parents is so strong that even in the daughters, it continues on. It's just beautiful. This is such a beautiful doujinshi. So I highly, highly, highly recommend it. If you can get your hands on one of these, do so. It's incredible. Al Fine, White Album 2. And it's not even an official product, which makes it just, I can't even believe it. It's great. So, thank you so much for joining me on this doujinshi review from White Album 2. I will be doing more doujinshi reviews in the future. So until then, I hope you take care. See you.